Are we live? Chelsea, are we live? It looks like we're live. Hello? I think we're live. We are live. Hey, everybody. So great to see you guys. Who's here? Oh, Katie. Katie's here. Well, bright and early, aren't you, Katie? I love it. Hey, Katie. What's been the highlight of my week? Wow, we're just going full speed ahead. Chelsea, what's been my highlight this week? Yeah, you're right. Actually, she has officially, hey Sunflower, so good to see you. Oh, and I do see your Katie, I see your super chat. Don't forget to write a question so that I can answer it, unless your question is what has been the highlight of your week. I'm answering that now anyways. Miss Chelseakins, the Chelseanator, is officially potty trained to potty on the patio. I know that sounds weird. I'll explain that in a second because I want to answer Katie's super chat because she's all rip-roared and ready to go. So I'll explain that in a second. But yes, the Chelseanator is officially potty trained on the patio. Oh, thank you, love. Okay. Hey, Colin. So nice to see you. Okay. Katie's got a super chat question here. My ex and I broke up last year. Did he learn anything from our breakup, and is he regretful for how he treated me? It's a rough one. First of all, I'm really sorry. There's a lot that's going on in regards to breakups and relationships and people being really inauthentic with themselves. I heard huge news about this guy that I was working on a lot of heartbreak through and with, and how unauthentic he was when we were together. So I hear you, I feel you, I see you, and I'm sorry, Katie. Okay, so my boyfriend, your boyfriend, but I'm Katie. I'm not sure he learned anything from the breakup. That's what I'm picking up. And if he's not learning anything from the breakup, it's hard for him to feel regretful for how he treated you. He feels very unaware. He feels like a weak man. That's a problem out there, you guys. A lot of men are weak these days. And he feels like he is one of them, where he couldn't keep you feeling emotionally safe or contained for you to actually step into your feminine energy, to be that polarity and duality of masculine and feminine energy. So you probably had to step up into your masculine energy. And that just didn't make you feel good or safe or anything like that. So unfortunately, my dear, I don't feel like he's learned anything, and I'm not sure he's aware or regretful. If he's regretful, it feels like it's not in the way that you want him to feel regretful. It's in it's just a more superficial part, like, oh, I don't have the fun she provided me anymore. I don't have that physical intimacy that she provided for me. He feels very selfish to me. So I'm really sorry to bring you that news, but no, I don't think he has not evolved enough. That's what it feels like. So, that's the information that I can give you. So, hey, Colin. Oh, you miss me so much. Oh, you're so sweet. How am I feeling? Feeling so much better. So much better. I was sick, and I had a very weird experience at the retreat that I was at last week, which is why I missed was it last Wednesday or the Wednesday before? I can't even remember, the Q&A. And then I came home and I got sick. And so that's why I missed the Friday night meditation. So we should be back on track. I'm feeling much better. Thank you for asking, Colin. Hey, Sarah, nice to see you. Hey, Della. Peaks and streams. Hi there. Nice to see you. Katie says, ha ha ha. That all makes sense. Just curious. Yeah, Katie, it's still all about him. And divine masculine energy understands that their job is to make that feminine energy happy, safe, because what feminine energy offers masculine energy is something masculine energy doesn't have and wants, right? So if someone, like for example, I'll use me, my core is feminine, but I will oftentimes, and I've done a lot recently, I've done a lot of exploration of myself in relationship, romantic relationship. I will step into masculine energy because I have been choosing men who are weak. They are not strong enough to bring their masculinity into the relationship. So I'm going to create that masculinity. But then you have two masculine energies and it's like, and it's just like, so it just doesn't work. You need to have that polarity. And typically speaking, healthy masculine energy wants to protect and provide for feminine energy and create structure and safety. Now, providing doesn't necessarily always mean financial, but it's emotional too. So there needs to be that polarity depending on what your core energy is. And that has nothing to do with your biological body, and it has nothing to do with how you identify. Okay. Della, you were just about to ask about the retreat. Hey, Roxanne, nice to see you. Yeah. Well, before I go talk about that, Miss Chelsea is potty trained to potty on the patio. Right? You go potty on the patio? Yeah. I had to Miss Chelsea has a lot of anxiety, just like her mommy. And so one of the things the trainer was telling me, because she's very leash reactive, what she was telling me was that so Chelsea on a walk would get triggered by people walking towards us, bikes, joggers, scooters, whatever, other dogs on a leash. And so it would set off her, response system. Her nervous system would go crazy. She would feel threatened. And apparently, it takes a dog about 8 hours for their nervous system to relax and calm down. Right. So, hey, Sarah. I'll look into that in just a second, but just listen to what I'm saying because it's interesting that you're asking about anxiety with your dog as I'm explaining what the trainer was saying, and I actually talked to her vet about it. They have nervous systems like we have nervous systems, and a dog's nervous system will take about 8 hours to relax down from any type of trigger, right? So on a walk with her, there would be a minimum of 2 to 3 triggers per walk. So I'm walking her twice a day, each walk anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes, right? So I'm not even giving her enough time to relax and get back into her body, because what does anxiety do for us? The same thing for them when we're threatened is we go outside of ourselves, right? And then we're completely disconnected. Sarah, there's something about a routine that you need to do. I don't really do sometimes animals will come through, so we'll see, but there's something about a routine, so I'll get back to you because little things are starting to come through. um and so if you're not giving them time to relax and get back into their body, they're just constantly living in survival mode like we do, right? So what the trainer suggested that I potty train her, since I have a patio, to potty on the patio, so I'm not taking her out to potty, because that was the main reason I was doing the walks, to train her and to potty her. So she has her obedience down, but she was just being really leash reactive. And then she just decided to stop learning. Like she was like, and she wasn't taking treats, and treats are the reinforcement. So if a dog or a person isn't learning anymore because they're so scared and in survival mode, like nothing's going to get through their thick skull, right? So I started out with wee pads, and then my neighbor gifted me a really big, huge piece of fake grass. So now we have fake grass. And so she literally now when I take her potty, I just open up the patio door and she goes to potty. And it was really scary at first because there was a time, one time it was like 33 hours before she peed. And then sometimes it's 2 days before she pooped. So I was so worried that, keeping in all those toxins in the body would be really unhealthy. Anyways, to make a long story short, that is the highlight. So Katie, when you're asking me what the highlight of my week is that it is official. She goes potty on the patio. All right, Sarah, let me get to you. Okay, so now knowing about, anxiety. You want to come up, kiddo? You missed it. She's missing it. All right, Bubba's. I was wondering if you could tell me why my dog wakes me up, gets anxious in the mornings. I have a feeling that there's something going on in the environment. So there could be like, I don't know where, like, where you live and like what your environment looks like, but there's some sort of routine. Okay. There's some sort of something that's happening at that time consistently. So it could be that there's a cat running across wherever you are, a raccoon, something. That's what that feels like. And hey, no, we don't bite. We don't bite. Where's your toy? Go get a toy. Oh, we don't have a toy here for you. Shite. All right, go get a toy. Go get a toy. Go get a toy. I don't want you biting my stuff. Go get a toy. Redirection, right? So I think there might be a cat or there may be something that's going on. You snort monkey. You snort monkey. There's something that's going on that's triggering her around the same time or that area. Something that you can do if you wanted to. I don't know if, or, maybe somebody's walking by if you live in a courtyard or on a street or something. So one of the things I've had to do, was, tape up, like I took poster board and I taped up. Now she's tiny. I think if I remember correctly, it's been a while, but I think Sarah, that you have like a German Shepherd. I could be wrong. Just tape a poster board on the window that's to his or her height, and that should block off the vision so they're not seeing and then distracting and then getting scared or threatened, because here she's going into like protection mode, right? This is why you hired him or her. That's why I always say to her, I'm like, this is why I hired you, when she starts barking, which is okay for her to bark. I want her to do her doggy thing. But I think she's being triggered because there's something about that time of day where somebody's routine, like maybe they're going off to work or there's something like that. Okay. Hey, Sunflower, I see you. Hey, Della, I see you. Let me just finish up with Sarah. So hopefully that helps. Okay. Choochie. Oh my gosh, she's being so naughty. Okay, let's see. Della, did you write okay, here you go. I see your question. Della, thank you for the super chat. Here's your question. I get triggered when my mom looks at what I'm eating or makes comments about food to the point where I act childlike, even though I'm an adult. Yes. How can I overcome this? I get really annoyed at myself. Okay. So there's a couple things. You're being first of all, it's your mom. So it's your childhood trigger, your childhood trauma, your wounded inner child that's being triggered or activated. So what you need to do in that moment is called reparenting, where you have to realize you are not that kid anymore, but that what that kiddo, which is little Della, is feeling is real, it's authentic, and it needs to be acknowledged. It needs to be heard. It needs to be witnessed, right? So what you need to do, Della, is in that moment. Now, remember, you are a spiritual being of divine light, love, and power. Excuse me, intelligence, love, and power, which light is really just the energy. But you are a being of light. I keep saying that wrong. Of intelligence, love, and power, which means you get to regulate your thoughts, you get to regulate your feelings, and you get to regulate your responses, your reactions, or how your body moves. Okay. So what that means is that in that moment when you're aware and your body's going to give you an indication, you're going to start shaking, you're start maybe breathing faster, you'll tighten up, maybe your cheeks get red and you feel heat, whatever. That's going to happen, and that's going to give you an indication that you've been triggered into some sort of threat, okay? So, what you're going to do is in that now moment, you're going to do your best to remind yourself, kiddo, we got to get you a toy. Hold on, you guys. I'm so sorry. I got to get her a toy. Otherwise, she's going to destroy things. Stand by 1 second. Come here, Bubba's. Here you go. Here, you got to play with this. We got to play with this. We got to play with this. Yes, we do. You got to show off to everybody how much you're playing. Yeah. That's called redirection of energy. It's cold in my place. So that's why I have a blanket here. All right. So you're going to remember in that now moment, Della, that you have the ability to control yourself, even though you don't want to. That child is like, no, I don't want to, right? Throwing a tantrum. So you're going to say to yourself, I see what's going on, little Della, and you're being triggered, and I get it. But that's not happening right now. Let me make sure. Yeah. Your mom is doing her own judgment, and you're not going to be able to change that. What you can change is your response to it. And the more you do it, the more you're training your nervous system to be relaxed when it happens, because your mom's not going to change. It's always going to happen. Okay? It's always going to happen. Your mom isn't working on herself. Your mom doesn't know how to change that energetic frequency. So you're being very sensitive and receiving that energetic frequency of judgment. Your electromagnetic field is being nudged, poked, prodded. You're going into, hey, Katie, I see you, just 1 second. You're being activated. So you got to say, whoa, whoa, whoa. I can take control of this. I see you, little Della. I know you're upset, sweetie. I know. This is literally what I do too. It's like, I see you. I know you're upset. Your mom's not going to change. There's nothing wrong with you. This is on her. This has to do everything with her. So you know what you're going to do? You're going to respond differently. So however you would normally respond, whether that's picking a fight, saying no, whatever, you're just going to take charge and control. And that's when you're working with your soul. So you always have to remember that you're glitching. Your human is glitching in that moment because it's threatened. Okay? So that's what's happening. Okay, sunflower. Did I mess up my shoulder by laying on it too much when I was unwell? It was my comfy side, and now I've settled discomfort there sometimes. I feel like you've pulled a muscle. Hey, Roxanne. I see your question. I'll be with you in just a moment. So I feel, and it's just going to take some time. Remember, anything physical takes longer time to transform the energy or heal. So because it's in the physical body and it's physical, it's going to take time. Okay. Just remember, the more you pay attention to something, the more it does not come. Right? Okay. Hey, Colin. Yes, Terry. Oh, yes. Okay. Katie, thank you for the super chat. Here we go. I feel like I'm ready to find love again and be in a relationship. What can I do to open myself up to love? Do you see any romantic love in my future? So those are too many questions in one thing. I'm only going to take one at a time. I can only take one question at a time, you guys. So I'm just going to take the first one. What can I do to open myself up to love? You have to be love first. So when you say open yourself to love, you have to be loving. You have to be loving. So you have to start living your life as a loving person. What do loving people do? They don't judge other people. They don't put down other people. They are always grateful. They're excited. They're happy. They look for the positive things in life. So to open yourself up to love, you have to be love. And the main thing about love is that it's unconditional, which means it's non-judgmental, which means it's accepting. So you have to start being it. When we're trying to create something, we have to create the identity to match that vibration. Nothing can happen until you are that person or you are that thing. Okay. Della says that's so helpful. Thank you so much. I'll definitely keep this in mind. You're welcome. Roxanne, when will I meet my person? Okay, Roxanne. Roxanne. I don't know how many times you've asked this question. You or different versions of the same question. And the answer is always the same. When you make shifts and changes in yourself, like I was just saying, when you create the identity of your person, being your person, then your person comes. So what are the values of your person? What are the activities of your person? What are the character traits of your person? Like I was just saying, you have to become those, right? So for me, for example, one of my like non-negotiable values is integrity. Am I perfect at that? No, because I'm a human being. I make mistakes. And what I may consider integrity-ish or integritous, someone else may not. So I have to be as much in integrity as possible to have that vibrational frequency. You keep asking when your person is going to come and different versions of that question. And I can't answer that for you anymore because I've given you the answer already. I know I'm being hard on you, by the way. I totally understand that I'm like, whoosh, right? But Roxanne, you have to make changes in your life. You have to do inner work on yourself. You have to do the inner reflection to find the love frequency so that you can be the love frequency. Okay. So there's more work that has to be done on yourself before you can find that person. Doesn't mean you won't have experiences in between, and you can definitely learn. But the more you experience, the more you get out there, the more you get your heart broken. And trust me, I know that this sucks. The more you learn about yourself. And that's the thing is like, you're not ready to meet your person. So when you ask, when will I meet your person? It's going to be when you're ready of being that person who has a person. Okay. And you're just not there yet. Okay. It's not to like put you down, be rude, be mean. I'm a very honest, transparent person. We're all still working like towards, again, it's the soul. The soul is working towards its perfection of intelligence, love, and power. And it's just a matter of what parts of your soul need more evolution that your human can help it. Because remember, the soul and the human work together. It's also where the entanglement happens, right? Afton. Oh, hi, Afton. Okay, so questions like that, which are very individualized specifically to you, I take questions with a super chat donation. There's no minimum, there's no maximum. But if you're going to ask me a question specifically for you, I do need to have that exchange because it does take a lot of my energy to shift. And it's one question per super chat. I can't do more than, sometimes they'll piggyback on each other, but it's a lot. There's a lot more of you than there are of me. And it's very difficult. I'm not trying to be rude, egotistical, anything like that. That's just the way it is. All right. Sunflower, thank you so much. Just to confirm, you think it's a pulled muscle. I'm not a doctor. I can't make diagnoses. I don't know. It just feels like there's something muscular. Go get it checked out. Go get it checked out. Shika, hi Terrie, just joined the live stream. Hi. I hope I'm not butchering your name. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know I forgot to I've got to end this session earlier about 12:45 because I do have a meeting with my bank. So, any super chats that are going to be given after 12:45, I'm going to consider them donations, which I definitely appreciate, but you may not get your super chat answered. I just want to be upfront and let you know. Okay, Sarah. Here we go. Well, wait, Shika. True, we only learn when we get hurt. It's just transformation, and it has to be through embodiment because the body is the key to any evolution for the soul. So when we feel it in the body, and heartbreak and heartache is something, it's a low enough vibrational frequency to feel in the body. When we feel it in the body, we learn the lesson because it's called embodiment, right? It's that vibrational frequency that's very slow in moving and low in frequency. Sarah, will my internship at the Oregon Humane Society get approved for next spring? Will it? I feel like it will. I feel like it will. I feel like it will, but I also kind of feel this is where I'm getting like a little possible heads up, Buttercup. Make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into, like what they're hiring you for or what you're interning with or for. Because there's something about, yes, you can get it, but when you get there, it's not what you were thinking, expecting, or hoping. So just make sure you're really clear with what their needs and wants are. That's the information that's coming through. So yeah, you can, but that's just what it feels like. It's like, oh, you thought you'd be doing A and you end up doing B, and that's not what you wanted or needed. So just do a little bit more research. That's what I would do. Orange Cat Mom. Hi, Terrie. I've been having some unusual heart issues over the past couple months. Any insight into what I should get tested for? Well, okay. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't do medical diagnoses. I'm glad you're going to get tested. They'll do the normal cardiac testing. But typically, when we're having issues of the heart, is because our heart is closed energetically. So, energetically, the love frequency. Hi, Sunflower. Hi, Katie. And hi, Natalia. I see you guys. I'll get to you in just a moment. It's usually because our heart is closed. When we have a wall up, it means we're not actually doing full acceptance of who we are and who the other person is. So we are being conditional and we are being expectational. So you may want to work more on, again, finding that loving frequency of acceptance and unconditionalness, and then it'll probably start to do better. Now, I don't want to get into politics here or anything, but a lot of times people who have had those COVID shots or something, they're having a lot of problems with it. So there's a potential and a possibility. Maybe that's it. I mean, who knows, right? So just make sure that you get checked out. But from an energetic perspective, you have to work on opening up your heart more, being more kind and more generous. Okay. Natalia, here we go. Hi, Terrie. I've been thinking about quitting my job, but I'm afraid. Should I quit? You should never make a decision from fear. So I'm going to say no. Do not quit your job until you feel good and confident about quitting your job. Because then you could easily make the wrong decision. So no, don't quit your job. All right, Sunflower, I got to find your question. There it is. To get relicensed for aesthetics, I have to get an instructor to agree to work with me. Will one of the teachers at my old school be able to do it? To get relicensed for aesthetics, I have to get an instructor to agree to work with me. If they're willing to work with you, yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't. I do feel like you should be going to the one that you had the best relationship with, though. So don't just go to any one of your old aesthetics teacher. Go to the one that you felt the most connection and resonation with. And explain your situation, they're saying, and also be willing to work with them. And you'll be able to do this. Okay. Katie, my friend is setting me up with a guy named Luis. Do you see it being successful? I don't know what your definition of successful is. I'm just gonna are you gonna be compatible? So that's what I'm gonna look at. I think initially you will, but I think you're gonna get bored of him. I don't know if he's going to be, I think the initial excitement is going to pull you through. Um, but I don't think he's going to be able to sustain himself. So I hope that's some sort of information there. You're welcome. Okay, Afton, I see the super chat, but I don't see a question. So you're going to have to ask a question. Okay. Shika, hi Terrie. I've had multiple health issues since birth. Okay, so that's gonna, Shika, questions that are directly associated to you that you need information about from you. They need to be through a super chat. So you have to make a donation. There's no minimum, no maximum, but you do have to make a donation. Okay. If they're just general questions, you can just go ahead and generally ask. But if they're specifically pertain to you, I only do those with super chats. Okay. Hi, Terrie. I lost something. Where should I look? I don't know that you're going to find it. I don't know what it is, but I don't think you're going to find it. I'm sorry to give you that bad news. And I want to be wrong. And if you want me to be wrong, I want to be wrong. But I think it's lost. I don't think you're going to be able to recuperate it. So when you're asking, well, where should I look? I don't think there's a place you should look because I think it's gone. Now, if it's gone because someone else found it and then they took it as their own, that's a possibility. If it's gone because it was dropped somewhere where maybe there was traffic or something and ran over, same thing. It's like gone. It's no longer viable. Okay. So where you should look, I don't think you should be looking for it. Sorry. And again, I want to be wrong if you want me to be wrong. Roxanne, I don't remember asking when I'll meet my person. I remember asking if there's an age difference. But you're right. I'm not putting myself out there enough so the answer won't be there. The other thing, Roxanne, is like the way energy, I have to take a step at a time, but I just want to take the jump. Yeah. Okay. So good. No, you can't jump, and you have to understand how energy works, and you have to use that energy to your benefit, not to your detriment. And what you're doing is you are constantly making note, constantly tracking, constantly logging down the fact that your person's not here. Let that sink in for a bit. So the more you place your awareness and attention on something, the more it goes away. So you are activating law of repulsion. So your person can't even come in. And when your person can't come in, your person can't come in. You have to worry about you first. And you keep worrying about them. When are they going to be here? How come they're not here yet? What's the age difference? What are they going to look like? What kind of job do they have? None of that fucking matters. What matters? Are you a good person? Right? Are you loving, kind, and generous? Do you have compassion? Right? So that's how that your person can't come in when you keep noticing it's not there. When you understand how energy works, you can actually bring it to you, you can magnetize it to you, and you can also push things away that need to be pushed away. Right? That's what I teach. And you're not going to get like through these meditations and these lives, you're not going to get my program. Right? So you're going to have, like if you truly want to create this opportunity, you got to work with me or work with another coach or whatever. But I specifically gear it towards energy so that you can create something that you want and actually take control of your life instead of be like at the mercy of whatever. Right? So you're not using energy correctly, so you're pushing your person away. Okay. Afton, I looked in my car and it wasn't there. Yeah. I don't think it's in your car. Like I said, I don't know where you should look because I think it's gone. You're not going to find it. And again, I want to be wrong. So if you do find it, let me know. Okay. Because I want to know. Khalid, Terrie, your podcast on law of repulsion was so good. Maybe listen to it, Roxanne. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the energy thing is legit, you guys. Not enough people have trust or faith for stamina. And that's a big human thing. It's not anything against you personally. It's the human blueprint. We look at physical reality, right? And we go, "Okay, this is real. This is the way it is, and this is the way it's going to be." Right? But the stuff all y'all are looking for, wanting, needing at the moment don't live in physical reality. So you can't call it in a physical reality kind of way, right? So you have to learn energetically how to call it in. Hey, Wanda, I do see your super chat, but I don't see a question. So please write in a question. And just a reminder, guys, about 10 more minutes, I'll be on here. So if anybody puts in a super chat after 10 minutes, I may not be able to answer your question. Okay. So, Wanda, while you are writing your question, so hopefully we'll get that soon. I'll share with you a huge insight that like this experience that I had. So, just like you, I've got the anxiety. And what does anxiety like us to do? It likes us to feel like we are in control of our lives and can manage the chaos that's going on around us, right? So it gives us a false sense of control. And what it does is it lies. It actually doesn't allow us to see reality as it is. So I went on this healing retreat. I went on this retreat, which I really did think it would be a healing and transformational retreat, mostly because that's what I'm used to. And I do deep, deep, deep transformational work for myself because that's the only way I can be there for you guys. Hold on, hold that thought because Wanda has her question. Hi, Terrie. I'd like to know how. Hi, Laura. I see you. Just give me one moment. I'd like to know how to support my husband right now. He seems to be dealing with a lot. So, with the hugs, right, you need to step into your feminine energy. So, what does that look like? That's going to look like offering support of just being there. So you're not going to give him a solution. You're not going to say, "Hey, why don't you try this?" or "How about you do that?" Because that's masculine energy and he's masculine. And if you're going to step up into masculine energy, you're going to cause like a hullabaloo. So what you're going to need to do is, because masculine energy needs feminine energy, right? Because masculine energy doesn't have what a feminine energy offers. So what you're going to do is, and it feels like it's going to be a challenge for you, and that's okay because you get to practice. You get to be there for him in a very supportive way by literally giving him space to come to you. So you're not going to go after him. You're not going to chase him down to see how he feels and then give him solutions. What you're going to do is you're going to say, "Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry you're going through this." And you're going to give him a hug and you're just going to hold him. And then if he chooses to talk and share his feelings, great, but you're not asking him to. Okay. So FYI, right? So you're going to be very compassionate, very nurturing. You're going to be giving in the sense that you're not providing or taking care of him. You're going to be very giving of your emotion. Okay, I hear you. I see you. You're witnessing. Okay, I hear you. I see you. That must suck. Things like that. That gives him the space to deal with what he needs to deal with because masculine energy deals with chaos and problems differently than feminine energy. Okay, this will help you relationship wise keep the polarity. Okay. Laura, I've been dating a guy, Zach, for about a year. What do I need to know about the relationship? Um, there's not much you really need to know. It's not a knowing thing, it's a feeling. So what I would do if I were you is I would look into how am I feeling and are my needs being met and how does it feel when he's meeting my needs, or is he even meeting my needs? So I think your approach is coming too much from a cerebral place, which is actually masculine energy, right? So so just, take a temperature check on how you're feeling. Here's what I will say. Oftentimes when people are asking me about their relationships, I mean, this is like pretty blanket. I know they're not happy in their relationship, because when you're happy in your relationship, you don't question it. So if you can come from a more emotional feeling place, that's going to give you a better indication of what information you actually need to know, because maybe you don't need to know anything, but maybe you do need to know. And the most important thing I would say that you need to know is, how are you feeling? Are you feeling taken care of? Are you feeling like you have the space to actually share your emotions? And how's he making you feel about sharing the emotions? Is he like pushing you away? Is he offering you solutions? Because that's masculine energy, right? They want to provide information. They want to provide money. They want to provide the space, the structure. They want to make you happy. So that's what you need to know, is how are you feeling? And then trust your feeling. And then if you do have to make any type of change, you need to get very clear on what your needs and wants are. Okay, that's the best way to sort of explain it in the scenario and situation that we're dealing with. Afton, it was my wallet. I have a feeling I will find. Good. I want you to find it. Just to be sure, call your credit card companies and all of that. And that totally sucks, by the way. That totally, totally, totally sucks. I thought I lost my credit card about a week and a half ago, and I was like, fuck it. Oh, it ended up being in my car, right? But I went ahead and took care of the 3D physical reality stuff, like canceling my cards, you know? So Wanda saying this is helpful. Thank you. You're welcome. Roxanne, I've listened to the podcast and I've noticed that I'm lonely, and I'd love to do Shift Happens hopefully soon. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm here when you need it. I understand a lot of people have some financial challenges. It is expensive. I am not cheap. I will just flat out say, to work with me, you have to invest in yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. And I have no shame in the game, because I meet you and I do a lot of work. So I have no shame in saying that if you want to make changes in your life, you absolutely can. And I am your cheerleader, and I will hold your hand throughout the entire process, but you have to invest in yourself. So yes, hopefully soon we can work together. Della, I think I experienced a mental download recently from my guides. Ooh. I interpreted it as a visual of dealing with problems. Was it really a message? Yes, 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 yes. So here's the thing, you guys. If you're telling me that it was a visual of dealing with your problems, so you probably saw a scene or a situation in your mind's eye, or you saw like what it would, and this is going to be the last question, you guys. If anybody else puts a super chat after this one, I will gracefully and gratefully accept your donation, but I won't be answering your question because I have to make sure I get to my appointment with the bank on time. But when you're talking about a visual dealing with a problem, whether you're seeing it in your mind's eye or you're actually seeing it like a real vision, that's clairvoyance. So that means you're seeing things clearly. It's a communication. So a lot of times something will just pop into your head. Right now, sometimes it'll be a voice that pops in your head. Sometimes it'll be a feeling that pops into your head. Sometimes it'll be a sound. I think I said that, but sometimes it'll be like a vision that pops in your head, or sometimes it'll be like a knowing that pops in your head. That is a communication. So yeah, I would go ahead and I would take that as a download. The thing you might want to sort of practice with is, when you get these, what are the circumstances that you're experiencing or in when you get them, right? Like, are you in a stressful situation or are you calm and relaxed? Because there's a difference between instinct and intuition, right? True intuition is when you're calm and your nervous system is relaxed. Your human is like, everything is okay in the world. Instinct is there's a threat of some sort and you're trying to save your ass. So if you get information and data when you're threatened, it's an instinctual thing. It's not necessarily intuitive. Now, it doesn't mean it's bad. The whole point of an instinctual hit, let's say, is to save your human body, right? That's the whole reason, right? So maybe, yeah, you see something like an alleyway, and then as you're running to say, because somebody's chasing you with a knife, you see an alleyway, you're going to fucking take it, right? So, right? So you're saying, Della, that it was a vivid scene of laundry piling up versus folding the laundry and dealing with the laundry to avoid being overwhelmed. There is so much data. Mwah, chef's kiss. So much data and information in that. I am telling you, I don't, you know what, Shika, I see your thing, but I need to be able to see it. So if you want to quickly post a picture, I don't know if you can post pictures, but I can't see it. I know you're having, it's not showing up for me, and I'm sorry. I go by reality. Oh, I know that sounds bad, but if I'm going to teach people to go with what they actually see and not live in people's potential, I have to also be doing it as part of my integrity. So I need to, if you can show me, okay, I just Shika, I really wish I can do I have to be in integrity with myself. And so that means I have to look at physical reality for what it is and not look at the potential or possibility. I'm so sorry, but if I teach that to people, I need to be able to do it myself. You can definitely, if there's some way you can get me, I'll answer your question on it in another one, but I have to stand in integrity with myself and my energy. And I'm also being an example to other people. So I apologize. Okay. So yeah, so back to Della really quick, and then I'm going to say goodbye. Um, there's so much information about your being overwhelmed, and that information is coming through your clairvoyance. So yes, I would definitely say that that was a download for sure. Sometimes when you get a download, your ears will ring too, or you might feel like some, because it's divine energy coming down, so you might feel, you know, energy even like from here up, because it's divine energy coming down. Yeah. So, all right, everybody. It was great seeing all of y'all. Friday, we have the meditation at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So hopefully you guys can make it. If you can't make it, that is okay. It'll be on the replay. Please share, subscribe, like all the things. Because the more people that are like us and learning, it's going to be a lot easier world for all of us to live in, right? So, and Shika, if you want to even just email me a screenshot, go ahead, email me a screenshot, and I'll answer your question on the next live Q&A. Okay, because I need to be integrity with myself, but I also, if you did pay, I don't want you to not get your question, because you did it before 12:45. So I gotta, I want to stay in integrity with that. So Shika, go ahead, email me like an image of the receipt. We'll be good to go. All right, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you guys Friday. Bye.